I just think it's unfair how people can come and tell me, oh, you need to eat more, you look like you don't eat, da da da. If I tell you, put that fork down, you look like a fucking hippopotamus, get yourself to the gym, I'm rude, innit? But you can tell me I have to eat more. I'm trying. I probably eat more than you. I just have a fast metabolism.
And in this video, I want to speak about our legs. Guys, how do you stand? Do you stand like this? Do you stand with your knees locked? Let's talk about our knees, specifically our knees chakra. Right here, there's a chakra here that is meant to be engaged at all times. This is our knee chakras, and let me tell you what's going on. By me standing here, I'm experiencing a downward pull of gravity. Blood is being pumped by my heart right now, and right now, my heart is pumping blood and it's going straight down to my feet. The thing is, with gravity has a downward pull. So when this happens, it's very hard for energy to be brought back up. So the way the body works is, the body got its own system called our legs, and we use our legs to counteract gravity, to use the pressure from gravity to pull the blood back up. And this is all used through valves and your legs. You should just see your legs as a pressure system. And when you stand, you need to engage your knee chakras. Society, they kind of condition us to stand straight like this, but originally, at all times, your knees must be bent. You should get into the habit of standing like this. This is a more natural way to stand. I'm grounded, my knees are bent, and right now the pressure from gravity is sending the energy upwards. The blood is now going upwards to my higher chakras. Now, check this out. If I chose to sit on a chair like so, there is no longer pressure from gravity. Basically, my legs don't even exist anymore. My legs are just dead. There is no use for my legs. And now, it's harder for blood to circulate back up. I have noticed that this position makes it very hard for you to get rid of waste in the body. It closes you up, and it stops you from using your legs the way it's supposed to be used. Your legs is used for circulation. So instead of sitting down, I suggest either you squat or stand like so, with your knees bent so that blood can circulate up. All right.
The universe is under no obligation to make sense to you.
Nor was it ever intending to. And it really doesn't care about offending you with your beliefs and your texts and your dissenting views. Evolution will happen if you believe it or not. Your giant flat earth is just a pale blue dot. Dusty old tomes can't write physical laws, and the universe, frankly, doesn't care if you're lost. And I get it. It's hard to know what to believe when there are living trees older than Adam and Eve, and some of us were told since before we were 3 that asking questions leads to floods and catastrophes. But the beauty of the scientific method, for me, is that we're asked to question our firmest beliefs. We're not trading in calcified myths and conceits handed down through the ages by the king's decree. In fact, questions play a pivotal part in the formation of theories and the updating of charts, and we're always shining lights right into the dark, where the devil and the ghosts and the monsters are. So no, the universe doesn't owe us a thing, and it's really not known for its simplicity. But what we've learned so far is more interesting than all the stories we told throughout history.
You don't need a book. That's how gifted you is. You don't need a book. You just simply need to go within yourself. That's how powerful you are. You don't need no book. You need nobody to tell you none of this. Just sit with yourself and it will reveal it to you. That's how powerful you is. They use that to make us go to their program centers. Oh, you need to be educated. You need to get in book. Get in the books. Stay in the books. Keep your head in the books. Keep your head in the lies. No, Books are used to further stimulate you, mean further pull out of your soul what it already knows. And they gotta be the right book. These type of books are good reads, you know what I'm saying? The shit they gave us in school, yeah. But it's still good to read it so you can see how much they lied, though. You see what I'm saying? Like Wikipedia, Google, they'll give you smidges of truth, and they be lying. DuckDuckGo will give you a little bit more, but they still controlled by them. So if you want the raw, you gotta go in here. Niggas will go everywhere else. Niggas scared to go in there, though. Go up in there, sit in that darkness. Yeah. And it'll be revealed to you.
I'm going to explain to you what I learned about unaliving yourself from this book. It's called Between Death and Life. Before I read that book, I used to tell my mom all the time, if you die before I have kids, I am going to go with you. There's no question about it. I cannot live without you. That is what's going to happen. Lo and behold, she died before I had kids, but I do not feel that way anymore. And that is thanks to this book. That book is written by Dolores Cannon. She was a hypnotherapist who used to practice quantum healing hypnosis, and she would put people through their past lives. She would take them through the death experience, and in doing so, she just accessed so much knowledge. Pretty much she would access the person's like higher self or subconscious mind. And so pretty much what she explains is that when you unalive yourself, whatever problem that you're trying to escape, that you're trying to run away from, is only going to follow you in your next life. Pretty much life is like a school. We are all here to learn things. We're all here for our souls to evolve. And we only are able to do that by going through very tough experiences because they are meant to teach us something. So when we are trying to run away from that problem, we don't just get to escape it entirely. Yes, we get to escape it for this life, but the next life you reincarnate in, you're going to have that same exact problem, just in a different scenario. Obviously, with different people, it's not going to be the same exact life. It's going to be a different life. But that problem is still going to come up in that life. So just kind of putting it off. Since I learned that if you unalive yourself, you're just prolonging that experience or that lesson for another life, I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm not about to do that to myself. But instead, I just acquired healthy coping skills. I read a lot of books that help me with my mindset, that help me emotionally, mentally, everything. And so I also dedicated my entire page to my healing journey, what's helped me through depression, anxiety. So follow along so we can become conscious besties together. We can become self-aware together and just choose happiness every day.
One of the first indications to me that somebody is not doing their work is that they hate children.
Anytime somebody ever says they hate children, I always think of Miss Trunchbull from Matilda, and I specifically think of that line where she says, they're all mistakes, filthy, nasty things, glad I never was one. Now, the joke is funny because everybody was a child, haha, right? But also, everybody did not get to experience childhood, so she's not lying. Every child does not get the luxury of having people that love them and support them and give them the patience that they deserve. So if you're somebody who was actually never allowed to be a child, why would you have respect for children? Nobody ever gave you the grace and respect you deserved. Obviously, something is inherently wrong with being a child. That's why everybody got upset with you for being one. So she's right when she says that when you do the work to heal and recognize the child that did not get what they deserved, you actually want to show up for children in the way that they deserve. Miss Trunchbull was not healed, and that's okay because many of you are not as well. But at least you're not stupid like her and working out of school.
People who walk into your life are either a mirror, a window, or a door. I saw a creator talking about this theory in one of her videos. I couldn't find her. I was looking in my liked videos and I couldn't find her videos. So if you guys know who was talking about this originally, please tag them below so I can credit them. But basically, this theory is going to change your life and I'm going to teach it to you. There are always 3 types of people who walk into your life, specifically in romantic relationships: the mirror, the window, or the door. The mirror is somebody who walks into your life to completely mirror to you all the parts of yourself that need healing, all the patterns, all the shadows, all the triggers. A lot of people refer to the mirror as the karmic partner. It's the type of person who will come into your life, awaken something so deep within yourself, and then leave once they fulfill their purpose. They were never yours to begin with. Hence the name. The mirror is somebody who literally mirrors to you all the parts of yourself that you still need to work on. So for example, when I was healing through a heartbreak, I was constantly attracting mirrors into my life. The same type of men who were showing me the triggers and the parts of myself that still needed healing. And these types of people were never meant to stay long term in my life. They were meant to show me something about myself, teach me something, and then leave when their purpose was fulfilled. The second type of person is the window. This is the person that walks into your life to show you what is possible. Sometimes life will send you someone who's very, very similar to what you're asking for, but is not exactly quite it. This person is coming into your life to show you a window of possibilities, to show you something different than what you used to experience in the past. The way I like to view these types of people is the same type of energy when you find yourself gazing out the window and looking at the view. You see the view and you appreciate it and you see all the good things that it has, but you're not actually over there. You're over here, but you can still appreciate what you're seeing. Be grateful for these types of people that walk into your life because they show you what is possible. They are a glimpse of all the good that's about to walk in. And the third thing, and this is everyone's favorite obviously, is the door. It's the person that is actually meant to stay and serve a purpose in your life. The door is actually the opportunity that you step through. Let me tell you something that I've learned in my life is the door only opens when you do the healing work. You have to invest all your energy into you, be so committed to yourself and to your own personal growth, and then you will be handed the key.
I don't know if you've heard of the book Toxic Charity by Robert Lupton, but he talks about 5 steps to dependency. If you give something to somebody once, they'll appreciate it. If you give the same thing to that person again, they'll anticipate that you're going to do it a third time. If you give it a third time, they're going to have an expectation that you'll do it a fourth. If you give it a fourth time, they'll feel entitled to it, and a fifth time, they'll be dependent on you for it. It's appreciation, anticipation, expectation, entitlement, and dependency. I have seen that downward track for far too many people. And after more than 20 years of working among the poor, and now working with leaders across the nation in various cities who are also fighting poverty, I'm convinced that we are in a national crisis of dependency.